Zo Loft and get your head right.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to the Zo Loft Your Head Right Hangout. What's up, Head Right homies? Hey, already, man, I already got to apologize and look like a bigger idiot than I am already by saying that I've already got the notification that we're having trouble streaming to one of your formats. So, and the dumb thing about this is that I can't, if it's not streamed to my platform on my website, I can't tell them, hey, I'm not streaming right there. So, but they're, you know, my audience is smarter than I am, so they'll figure it out and they'll probably go, oh, it must be having like some problems, you know, with StreamYard. For some reason, it's like a repeated thing with StreamYard. For some reason, you know, it just doesn't lock up with my website. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. You know, it's I guess I don't do anything different. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I can confirm that there are 2 other smaller Christian content creators who have problems with StreamYard always, every week.
Yeah.
It might be prejudice against Christians, just saying.
It might be. Yeah. So there's that, and I hate when I have to. It's just an awkward position to be in. I like to be in control of what's awkward. But and I don't like making things awkward myself. Awkward. Anyway, I'm already making it awkward.
I was gonna say.
I'm making it awkward, man. Let me stop. Okay, let's just go ahead and get to the news. How homosexuals ruined Cracker Barrel. I thought we wasn't gonna be awkward, but that's at the top of the list. Okay,
I have an update for Cracker Barrel, by the way.
Huh?
I have an update.
Ooh, a Cracker Barrel update. Okay. Actually, is it just called the Barrel now? Can we still say the Cracker Barrel? Oh, I guess, you know, since it's like a reference to the white people, it's okay to say Cracker.
They're bringing the Cracker back.
Ooh, okay.
And the Barrel.
All right. Well, there you go. The Barrel, because that's right, the Barrel was gone too.
Yep. All of it.
The Barrelless. Haha.
And I heard an Asian person arguing yesterday that he's yellow, so.
Yeah, all right.
Because everybody's saying, you know, Cracker.
That's right. Do they have does Cracker Barrel have fortune cookies? They're crunchy.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, the fortune cookie barrel. Let's see. Cracker Barrel Corporate tells us everything is awesome while partying up in New York City with TikTok influencers. Okay. Rapper who embraced Satan and mocked Jesus arrested and hospitalized after apparent mental breakdown. Oh, that's sad. Chilling. New report suggests Hulk Hogan's death was not natural. Medical malpractice. Ooh. What about, it's like, hey, Hulkamania, you take those vitamins and those pears. Right? That's not supposed to happen to the Hulkster.
Right.
Snoop Dogg says he's scared to go to movies with grandchildren after same-sex couple in Disney-Pixar's Lightyear. Okay. James Dobson, dead at 89. Concerning black-bubbled mutant deer spotted in parts of the U.S. You don't want to throw that one on the grill. I'm gonna have me some bits. What's this? Is this some charcoal that you left on my venison, cuz? What is this? And you cut into it. Mississippi declares public health emergency over rising infant mortality. And last but not least, and I know that you guys are really gonna love this one. New controversy. Vikings male cheerleaders dance with female counterparts in same bathroom. All right. So let's get on back to how homosexuals ruin everything. I mean, Cracker Barrel.
Right.
Let's see. Actually, as some would argue, it's like, no, actually, homosexuals is like, you know, they bring style and they bring fashion and all that sort of stuff. They weren't able to do that with Cracker Barrel. They made Cracker Barrel look like a flipping hospital cafeteria. That's what it looks like in there. It's all sterile looking. Yeah. You know, it's just like this place where you go to is like, you know, it's like a waiting room for, you know, the surgery wing or something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
that is what it looked like.
Yeah.
They just broke news that the Cracker Barrel, the CEO, they just said that we will bring back the old logo, the old-timey logo. And the stock has already gone up. I guess that's all it takes for Republicans.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Well, so let's see what this that's nauseating. So
yes, it is.
You scroll through this and the image of I guess the new image of the latest edition of the LGBT whatever flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Democrat voters are always changing your flags around. Come a long way since that Confederate flag that you had. That was a gay pride flag too. I know some people.
Yes.
How dare you insult my Confederate flag? I said, okay, Democrat. And it's funny because you got a lot of Republicans who have sentiment for the Confederate battle flag, that flag that was waved by their enemies. But whatever. Anyway, this is the updated version. The rainbow flag is the updated version of the Confederate battle flag. Yeah, it's gay. So the new logo for Cracker Barrel has gone down as one of the worst marketing moves ever performed for a struggling company. It was so universally hated, both Republicans and Democrats pounced on it for clout, as well as many corporations, social media departments. While this move spells out doom for the casual observer, most people who have been following the story of Cracker Barrel know that it is a brand that hates its audience. Okay, now let me say this about the logo. When you take that, and the dude, what was it? I can't remember what his name is, but there was an actual person that the image or the.
Is it Uncle Herschel, or is that just their theme for the meals?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if his name is Uncle. Yeah, well, it's this Herschel guy. That was he was the model for. Not saying that Uncle Herschel came in and modeled for it, but the image was modeled after him, right? And but the reason why I'm saying that is because it's the same thing with the Aunt Jemima and the Uncle Ben's and whatnot. It's like, man, why would you remove these people? Like when people don't you want people to associate Black folks with things they enjoy, like good things, right, other than freaking weed and gangster rap music or something like that? It's like, hey, some rice. You put that on the table. There's Uncle Ben smiling at you and stuff like that. I said, man, you can go for a bowl full of rice, man. Thank you, Uncle Ben. You want to associate that with something good and positive. But no, Democrats, the ones who wanted to keep slavery legal in the first place and made sure that there was these minstrels and all this sort of stuff, they're the ones who did that. And now they want to act like they're the champions against this kind of stuff by removing Uncle Ben. No, all you did was remove a positive association. All right? We're not thinking Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, yes, massa Uncle Ben. They're thinking, man, I'm really looking forward to a bowl full of rice, and I associate this bowl full of rice that I'm getting ready to grease into with this happy Black man on this box, Uncle Ben.
That was my childhood.
You know what I'm saying? That's right. Yeah, you got Uncle Ben, man, get you some butter, man, and some salt and some sugar. Oh boy, it's like, thank you, Uncle Ben. That's my dude. Same thing with Aunt Jemima, getting ready to have you a stack of pancakes, man. And you're thinking, Aunt Jemima, you my girl, Aunt Jemima.
Yep.
You just took away that positive association. No, because you're so freaking insecure, whether it's Black folks being insecure about it or white folks being so full of themselves thinking that they have to rescue us from this imagery. People ain't really thinking Aunt Jemima, and they're thinking like slave. They're thinking, where's the syrup at? Where Miss Butterworth? She brown too. Bring your behind over here, girl. So what? You just kill these positive associations. Same thing with Cracker Barrel. It's like this person is like, hey man, I'm kicking it here with my barrel, man. You want some crack? You want some cheese on it? You want some smoked sausage with that? And that's associating good things with folks. Why would you remove that? That's dumb. So anyway. But you guys get the gist of it, man. It's like there's these moves that these people make, and as CJ had reminded me, Cracker Barrel was already going down, and one of the reasons why he was going down is because you caved in to the LGBT stuff, and y'all, I'm trying to tell you, it ain't about the money. I know Republicans be out there, you go woke, you go broke. It ain't about the money. The money isn't the thing. It's a religion. They're willing to make that sacrifice. And of course, when you make a sacrifice, you want to gain from your sacrifice. Sure. You know, it's not like they're thinking, oh, if we give in to the homosexual, we're gonna lose our business completely. They're thinking they're gonna make this sacrifice for that, and they're gonna gain a demographic. Okay, they think that these pagan gods and stuff like that. They're all like fertility gods and for bounty and for harvest and whatever. They think that they're gonna do this and they're gonna reap the benefit of a bigger demographic. And no, not necessarily, but that's okay. They're willing to make the sacrifice to promote their ideology.
Yeah.
If anything, so Cracker Barrel was already heading downhill.
Absolutely.
With this nonsense.
Yeah. This article talks about back in the 90s they were kowtowing to homosexuals, and I remember 2023, I think it was. Cracker Barrel came out and they put rainbows, like something about the rocking chairs. I just remember reading articles about how they were kowtowing to the Alphabet Mafia. They were celebrating Pride Month with rainbows. And I thought, well, gosh, I've never eaten at a Cracker Barrel and now I'll never get to.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supporting that.
Right? And so they want to go this route.
But that wasn't enough to upset Christians and Republicans back then, a couple years ago, or even in the 90s.
Yeah. This is the thing that got Republicans mad. This right here. We see that kind of stuff, or like it reminds me of like with Netflix when they was doing like cuties and stuff like that.
Yes.
And they're talking about we're gonna boycott and all that sort of stuff, and then that didn't really make that much noise. But then Kamala Harris, that was the thing. Oh, that's the line right there.
Yeah, not the pedophilia.
Yeah.
But
So it's like the party of standards and values and whatever. So with Cracker Barrel, with the thing about it is that you see them giving over to the whole LGBTQ stuff, and what the insult about it is that they tie LGBTQ in with particularly black folks. Okay, that's the thing about it. See, Democrats have done this. They use black people to advance this cause, and they tie this stuff together. So they want to make allies out of black folks to get what they want done to grow their demographic, their voting demographic, and their ideological demographic with homosexuals. Okay, so we're going to ask the white dude to appease, black people, right? And make a more solid, have more solidarity with our demographic, with black people and the LGBTQ united. That's one of the reasons why when you think DEI, you probably think black people first before you think transgender and you think like the homosexuals and stuff like that, because they use black people to gain this kind of prominence. When I say they, I mean Democrats. Democrats did this. And once again, the irony is that you have a lot of Afrocentrists out there who are so disenchanted with America because they see America as this place that is emasculated the black man and taken away his history and all that sort of stuff. It's like, no, Democrats did that. You're sitting there, you vote with them. The America that you're accusing, that's not America, that's Democrats. Democrats hold parades for the forfeiture of manhood. All right, so yeah, your indictment is sound, but it's just barking up the wrong tree. Yeah, there is an emasculation effect going on. And that's with them Democrats. And right now, with this removal of this image on the Cracker Barrel, it was a move to appease black folks, all right, and get them lumped in more with the LGBTQ. So, yeah, the reason why it's like hard for me to say if I've ever eaten at a Cracker Barrel is because I reckon I get them confused with Hickory Farms. I haven't eaten in a Hickory Farms in a long time, or gotten Hickory Farms in I don't know how long. But when I think Hickory Farms, I guess it's something similar to Cracker Barrel to me. So I'm like, have I ever eaten at a Cracker Barrel? I don't know if I've ever been to one. But the thing about Cracker Barrel is that I understand, when people, you have like some flipping woke-headed, whatever coming in, and they're going to do the new marketing and stuff like that. She doesn't relate to what Cracker Barrel is really supposed to be. Just her job is to make sure that they've got like some sort of effective marketing plan to bring in more revenue and bring in more customers and whatever. But in that, whatever resume she had that appealed to them, I guess that is what it is. But she's going in, and a lot of, as people would, she doesn't relate to the motif of Cracker Barrel. She's just going to come in and see like, well, the walls need to be this color and things need to be positioned like this to reach this generation that doesn't really have a sense of nostalgia for what Cracker Barrel was. I think as Gen Xers, we're probably the last generation that would kind of relate to what Cracker Barrel would have. Yeah. For what our, between our, let's say, I'd say our grandparents. Yeah. Our grandparents who would have these kind of things in their homes. And the colors, the things that they used in the kitchen, farm equipment or whatever, we would remember those things like when we were kids. Yep. So yeah, there's that sense of nostalgia for us. But for after that, I don't think it would be as nostalgic for the for maybe for millennials, but for Gen Z, I don't think they would have a sense of nostalgia as deep as
maybe
we
older
would.
Millennials.
Yeah, I mean, heck, they might, they might, maybe their great-grandparents, for them it would be like their great-grandparents, they might remember those things, but there's still, I don't think that nostalgia for them would be as deep as it was for us. And all that to say, since they don't relate to it in that fashion, it's not going to mean that. And so they have to change it. They feel like they have to change it to appeal to a generation, that is more familiar with, this kind of style setting and how they would place these things, whether it's the utensils or the decor or whatever, how they're going to position them on the walls to appeal to them. But I think they still rob this later generation of these things, because now it's not really supposed to be so much a point of nostalgia, but it's supposed to be kind of like a museum.
Yeah.
This is what Cracker Barrel was supposed to showcase.
Yeah.
This is a snapshot of a point in time. These are the things that people use.
Yeah, like they have old washboards. Like kids are interested in that. It was amazing to me when I was a kid, because all I had ever known was a washing machine, and to see this laundry board, that I'm like, how do people even use that?
Yeah, and this kind of scattered way that you see when you put it up there all uniform like that. You don't get a sense of wonder. It's just laid out there before you, right? And
you said it best, sterile.
It's sterile, exactly. It's too uniform. There's no wonder. It's like you don't get to explore. Yeah. As you go in there, it's like flipping Common Core. It's just too spelled out for you, and however you just want to fill in the blank is what it is. But no, man, when you go in there and you kind of have like a flipping butter churn that's kind of like, like over here in the corner, and, an old timey lamp over here and stuff like that. It's just places for your, eyes to just kind of pace the room in and kind of discover things. It's like a point of discovery, but not with the way that they laid it out in there, man. It's just like your eyes go up and okay, there's everything like laid out, and it's gay. All right. It's just, let's see, and I know it's supposed to be happy, but it's somehow it's the antithesis of gay. It's not happy. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it is.
Which is gay. Anyway, I think you got, and so I guess they're going to these TikTokers.
In New York.
Yeah.
New York City. They went to a bunch of Gen Z TikTokers and had a spread out for them of the food and gave them cornhole games. I know, ironic.
Yeah, it looks like this guy really enjoyed that one.
High mileage husband, insert joke here.
Or you said cornhole and insert in the same joke. Yeah, he's gonna really have fun with that one. All right, so so you're gonna have some New Yorkers Is that what you're doing? Are you New Yorking the Cracker Barrel? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
But anyway, so they're bringing I guess Uncle Herschel back. He's back in there, and they're bringing in the barrel and the rocking chair. And like, there you go. Okay, there's a start. Now just have somebody come in and, you know, do a reset on those flipping decorations that you got in there.
Yes. Fix it.
Yeah, you know, knock it off with the gay pride stuff. Stop, you know, kowtowing to these people. I mean, I don't know. You just knock it off. You're promoting perversion. All right, why do you feel like you have to kowtow to these people? It doesn't make you. It's just you thinking that you're doing something saintly or whichever by being tolerant and accepting of people who are at odds with the laws of nature. You know, it's like, knock it off. Anyway.
That's the only update I have so far is that their stock's going up because they bowed down to the right. Okay. Well, you know, there's a lot of Democrats who hated the new logo as well. It was actually a meme going out there that it was finally something that we could agree on.
Yeah.
That the new Cracker Barrel logo sucks.
Yeah,
and they need to bring it back.
Yeah, because Democrats can be, you know, they can be pretty artsy fartsy. So I guess that just didn't appeal to them. So, and then and so this kind of dovetails into that with this right here. Let me make sure that I got the.
Now, if they Hard Boiled is saying, you know, all the online conservatives are like, we'll never go there again. And, you know, it's kind of ridiculous to just be like, never, ever, ever.
Yeah, they went back to drinking Bud Light.
Right. if they repent, would you and I go to a Cracker Barrel if they turn from their evil ways?
Oh, if they repent, sure. Just truly repent. The Lord says that's the condition of forgiveness. They repent, you forgive. I mean, I would like say, for instance, if a Cracker Barrel, okay, we don't have a Cracker Barrel here, but I guess if one was built here and they were like, yeah, we're over that stuff. We ain't doing that. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, dang it. Cracker Barrel Corporate tells us everything is awesome. Well, okay, yeah, the woman is what's her name? Whoever the CEO is, she's all in denial. She says, "Oh, people just think it's awesome.
Yes,
they think
she
it's so
says
wonderful."
People are lining up for her to rebrand their businesses now.
All right.
They're calling her. The phone's ringing off the hook.
Yeah, they're probably like us. It's like, bro, she picks up, hello, and it's like, is this the CEO of Cracker Barrel? So yeah, I just want to make sure that you stay there away from us.
Yeah.
Don't even send your resume to her. They might be calling her to tell her that. Or asking her advice. How can we like avoid doing the stupid stuff that you're doing for our business? Yeah, so she's just in denial out there, just telling herself and whoever will listen that everything is just so awesome. Yeah, that's why you going back to that old logo, ain't it? Okay, so now what do we got here? We got rapper.
So yeah, we won.
Yeah, a little victory, and not. But here, hey, not only that. That's a cultural victory.
That's true.
That's a cultural victory.
Yes.
All right, maybe Republicans might be learning.
Original Easy D, you might have joined us late. He said, just saw it on Newsmax, they're bringing the old logo back. Yeah, we just announced that because we had these stories lined up, and then it's like, well, they're bringing the old logo back. So,
there you go.
But are they going to redecorate? Because you said it looks like a hospital cafeteria.
Yeah, too sterile in there.
They need to bring the old decor back.
Yeah.
Then we can go to the Cracker Barrel.
Exactly. Like I said, you take away the wonder.
Yes.
You know?
It's such a good way of saying it.
Right? You got it looking like new McDonald's in there.
Oh, yeah.
There was somebody like made a meme or something like that. McDonald's nowadays looks like I don't know, somebody who had a child, a bad childhood and grew up to be the CEO of McDonald's. You look at McDonald's from back then. With the colors,
Yeah.
You got the yellow and you got the red. Get you thinking about mustard and ketchup and you got
Exactly.
that quarter pounder cheese and all that sort of. Yep. It's fun and whatever. Now you look at McDonald's like, what is? You grew up miserable.
Yep.
You're a miserable looking place now. Okay, so rapper who embraced Satan and mocked Jesus arrested and hospitalized after apparent mental breakdown. Man, as he was doing all this stuff, he's already in the middle of a mental breakdown. Maybe after.
Right.
It's like, look, like if you're embracing the devil, you're already in mental breakdown.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. So maybe, just maybe, it turns out that the mockery and so this is a editorial saying, it turns out that mockery and rejection of traditional religious and social norms is in fact negatively correlated with your health. I disagree with that. Religion will make you just as nuts. Okay, just because a person is religious, just because there's a religious faction, it doesn't make it holy. Just because you're a religious person does not mean that you're holy. Okay, remember, Satanists are religious too. Atheists are religious too. And I get it. Well, you got to consider the context of what this nowadays. What this is now exactly. People are given over to the nowadays language. They lost their grip on what it is actually to be religious. You can be a pagan and be religious. You got to be more specific. Okay, paganism is just as much of a traditional religion as any other. You got to be careful of how you use these words and not use the cop-out of, well, what it means nowadays and what it's come to mean. No, what you have allowed it to come to mean. And this is why people go for this sort of stuff, and it doesn't help. Because we thinking that people being, just because you're religious somehow makes you spiritual or holy or something like that. It does not. So, Lil Nas, once again, is just religious as anybody else. And it made him nuts. He was nuts before this, walking down the street in boots and drawers.
With a traffic cone on his head.
With a traffic cone on his head. I'm going to stop traffic with this one. I got my little tidy whities on. I got on my tidy whities and my boots. Yeah.
And white cowboy boots.
And a white cow. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So correlation is not, according to the editorial, this is saying correlation is not causation, of course, but the latest example of this phenomenon is Montero Lamar Hill, better known by his nom de rap, Lil Nasty X.
Yeah.
Nas X. I wonder if Nas is short for nasty, because he is nasty little man. Hill's songs haven't just been embraced what the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation once charitably called an unapologetic look at queer love and queer lust. In doing so, he's also embraced satanic imagery and explicitly denigrated Christianity, such as giving the devil a lap dance in the video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, or mocking Jesus by presenting himself as a savior in the song and video for J. Christ. Now, what we was talking about him a little earlier, and you had mentioned something about him, or made an observation, or you had a question.
Who? I was looking at Cranky's comment. Who?
The Lil Nas. There was something you had mentioned, and we got to talking about it, about Lil Nas. You asked, should we be praying for him, or
yes?
What were you saying?
Because when this type of thing happens, these mental breakdowns of these extreme perverts in Hollywood, in the music industry, people say, "Oh, let's pray that some really godly Christians come around them and help them, seek the Lord and seek the truth." Okay,
phooey on that. I say phooey. All right, let me explain. Let me explain. No. This is Lil Nas needing to take himself and get surrounded. He needs to go to them, not us go to him. Okay? See, here's the thing. Lil Nas, grown man, who had time when he was in his right mind, whenever that was.
Has he though?
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure he's been old enough to know better at some point. To know better and come to Christ. That's why you don't want to wait until you're not in your right mind anymore. When you have the opportunity, because God's like, you don't have an excuse for that. You had a right mind. You were well enough to know better. And you could have come to me, but you used your resources, you used your talents that I gave you. I gave you these talents. Okay? And you used your opportunity to embrace the devil and to mock me. You think I feel sorry for you because you had a mental breakdown? I don't. And no, I'm not looking for my sheep to go and surround you. You're going to get a little taste of Nebuchadnezzar right now. Have you let your nails grow out. And you can go out there and you can eat grass like an ox. And then come to your senses and then come to me. All right? That's how that works. So people, this squishy, feel-goody Jesus that these people are saying, this is why you have so much apostasy. People not really knowing the Lord for who he says he is. It ain't that God's not merciful. He is. Little Nas come to the Lord will be most merciful.
Absolutely.
But we just need to go and lay hands on him. And he said, he needs to humble himself. Humble himself. And seek the Lord. And seek his flock. And come to them and repent. Not apologize. Repent. All right? So you need a little I'm sorry, they need to understand a little bit of tough love.
Yeah.
Because
you used Saul too. You used Saul too.
Yeah. Saul, you have these people that got too big for their britches. And you knew better. Right? You knew better. But you didn't take that know better and decide that you want to know the Lord. Instead, you mocked him. So, but I will say, I do hope that he receives the Lord's peace and truth.
Yes.
But you're gonna have to, you gotta come to the Lord. You gotta humble yourself and do that, and you can. You can do it, right? So, there's that. Sorry, y'all. We don't do squishy Jesus here.
No squishy Jesus here.
Let's see. New reports suggest that Hulk Hogan's death was not natural, medical malpractice, and of course, we have to address, hey, was Hulk Hogan, was he a racist and was he a bigot and all that sort of stuff? Nobody actually is like defending whether people don't ask that question without bringing up. Well, he also might have been a pervert. Well, he was a pervert. I don't know if he. I didn't catch the part where if he was married when he was doing the porno.
Oh, wow.
So when he was doing porno and with his friends, cheating on his friends. No, I don't. I think that it was his ex. It was her ex-husband. Her ex-husband and Hulk Hogan were friends, but Hulk Hogan decided that he wanted to do some porno with his ex-wife. And during the taping of it, he decided that he didn't want his daughter dating or hooking up with any N-words. Right?
Okay.
No N-words from my daughter. So the question is, is Hulk Hogan a bigot? Is he racist? Hulk Hogan's not a bigot. All right? Is Hulk Hogan, was he a racist? I'm pretty sure he's repented, probably because he got caught.
Yeah.
All right? You got caught saying that sort of stuff. Usually that's like one of the, anyway. Was Hulk Hogan a bigot? No. Okay, bigotry is when you have this unfounded, this irrational hatred for somebody or based on their nationality or their beliefs or whichever. So you have this irrational hatred. That's bigotry. Racism is just simply when you think that your nation or the nation that you represent is better than other nations. That's a racist. You've actually set yourself in. So we're not different races, y'all. We're different nations. That's why I don't like to use the term race. Because you have to when you do that, you put yourself in a mindset in that we're in competition with each other.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're gonna start to sense yourself as better than your competition. You want to be better than your competition. So I recognize us as nations. I don't recognize us as races. Okay. So, but Hulk Hogan, he was a racist. He did think that he was better than black people. And his daughter was too good to be with another black person. Did not want her hooking up with them N-words. Okay? That's racist. But Hulk Hogan didn't. He liked working with black people. He had friends with black people and stuff like that. the black people who worked with Hulk Hogan, they loved him. Okay? He wasn't a bigot.
Okay.
But Hulk Hogan did think he was better than they were. That's racist. All right. So now, hopefully, Hulk Hogan is, genuinely repented and found Christ and wanted to serve him with what he does.
Yeah, we did read an article. I don't think we went with it, but we read one in the Christian Post where he had a pastor that he was studying with like the past few years. Like a good pastor, like an actual pastor, and he was getting right with the Lord.
Yeah, and that's great. So, I mean, I don't wish any ill will or hold animosity or anything like that. This was something that he had done with the porno and with the racism and stuff like that. That was his mistake. If he says he's repented of it and look, man, I'm not on that frequency anymore. Hey, I'm not that insecure about that kind of the perversion kind of stuff. Yeah. But it's like, look, man, hey, people gonna have their failings, and hopefully he realized that, hey, man, it's porno is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm done. I'm done with that stuff. That stuff is poison, right? So hopefully that's all behind him, and he got right, with the Lord, all good. So anyway. Just a recap of that, Now with Hulk Hogan's death, not natural. What was the nerve that was compromised?
The phrenic nerve.
Phrenic nerve. That's right. For some reason I was thinking Vegas.
Yeah, I was too.
As I try to, bolster a little bit my knowledge of anatomy and physiology.
Yeah, you do know anatomy extremely well. You used to teach it.
Oh, your anatomy.
Hey.
All right.
It's the phrenic nerve, what controls the body's diaphragm. It says the diaphragm is what allows your lungs to expand and contract. The act of breathing, if it is severely malfunctioning, it can be fatal. That phrenic nerve.
Man,
and he had neck surgery, and he had a rehab person there, and this rehab person, basically, the therapist told police that he had neck surgery and that phrenic nerve was severed from the surgery. And this therapist was adamant about this getting out. Like he told police, he made sure police acknowledged and understood that this was not like a heart attack or something. This was malpractice.
Was it severed or was it?
He's saying severed. He's using that word.
Well, so did he? Forgive me, y'all, if I'm not totally savvy on these details, but how long was he alive after the surgery?
I have no idea. I would love for Hulk Hogan's wife to release details about it.
Because I that's why I'm saying severed. I can understand maybe like some nerve damage to it that may have led to severing. Like maybe Hulk did something, like he went to working out or whichever,
Yeah.
and it completed its severance. And then from there, it affected his breathing.
Yeah. It doesn't say when exactly he had this surgery. Yeah. Man. And his wife, she had the autopsy and she's not releasing anything. And I guess we'll find out if it was malpractice, like we were discussing. If we see a lawsuit from his wife in the near future, then it was probably malpractice.
Wow. Man, I wonder, like,
in May, I'm sorry, it does say, I just didn't see it. It does say that he had a series of hospital visits after having neck surgery in May.
And what was this, following the neck surgery, what was it, just checkups or was it for something else?
Checkups and the therapist at home. So some sort of home, like physical therapy.
Was there any sort of like, was he complaining about like shortness of breath, or was he complaining about?
Not that this article says, no. He just stopped breathing one day. No chest pain, no signs. That's what the article makes it sound like.
That's interesting. Well, because I'm thinking like this the nerve that's controlling the diaphragm. Because man, y'all know what you probably know what it feels like to have the wind knocked out of you.
Yes.
That's quite painful. Right? quite painful to have the wind knocked out. And I was like wondering, it's like if when your diaphragm is gonna stop working, it's like, would it feel like that?
My
Like,
God.
my diaphragm's not. That's when you get there. You sound like, you know, Scooby-Doo.
And a donkey.
Right?
Scooby-Doo and a donkey.
Yeah, like a donkey. Man, the first time I got the wind knocked out of me, I was trying to play soccer. I think. And I think I was playing soccer. And I was trying to be goalie or something like that. I don't know how old was I. I don't even think I was quite 10 years old or something like that. And that ball got kicked, hit me in the solar plexus, man. And it was like, I blacked out. I think I blacked out. It was, getting the wind knocked out of you is nothing nice. So at any rate, man, even if you just stop breathing, that don't mean that you just stop living. You stop breathing. It's like, man, did he asphyxiate? I think that's the right term for that. It's just, you trying to catch your breath and your diaphragm's not responding, and
just awful.
But you know, he had lots of fans, man, and you know, for I think for good reason. He was a great entertainer. I mean, even his entertainment was, you know, violent but wholesome.
Right. Yeah, he's like Americana.
Yeah, it's very Americana, you know, patriotic, you know, in the prime of his career and things like that, you know, telling the kids to say their prayers and eat their vitamins and whatnot. And you know, he brought a lot of excitement to the franchise.
You know what's funny is when he was back in the news during Trump's campaign, a lot of the younger millennials at work who did not grow up with him, they saw this guy and they were like, wow, he's really neat. And they'd look him up and they thought he was really cool and really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of had a second comeback.
Yeah. I mean, he's been in the game for, for a long time. You know, and he kind of like almost kind of filled the gap a little bit of Randy Savage. When Randy Savage passed, it's like Hulk kind of almost, you know, I didn't watch wrestling that much, but he kind of like, you know, made it to where people could still remember Randy Savage,
right?
And not feel like something was missing, but at the same time, you know, of course you're gonna miss Randy Savage, but you know, Hogan kind of like, you know, buffered that.
Agreed.
You know, with the new Hollywood Hogan thing, you know. So yeah, I mean, he brought a lot to it, and for good reason. I think, you know, he had big fans. This kind of stuff that he did on the side was really disappointing. But hey, the Lord makes all things new, and it's like, look, man, you know, you come to me. Some people ain't gonna be cool with you after this, but you know, I got you. And if he's cool with the Lord, he's cool with me. You know, he ain't on that wave anymore. Right, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Snoopy Dogg says he's scared to go to movies with grandchildren after same-sex. With Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So he was having neck surgery.
Yes. Back in May.
Any reports of him like going to a chiropractor or anything like that?
Not yet.
Okay. I mean,
I'm hoping more is going to come out because this is just a sudden death. I mean,
was he, you know, oink, oink?
I doubt it, but.
Yeah. He's like,
but it's, I mean.
Hey, the only thing you can stick in me is roids.
Right? That is just, I mean, severing the phrenic nerve. That's a horrific thing to die from, and that's major malpractice.
I mean, I don't know what the circumstances of what was going on in his, you know, his neck.
Probably his body is probably shredded.
Oh, sure.
Being tossed around like a rag doll for years.
Maybe he did have a chiropractor who said, you know what, doc, chiropractic ain't doing it anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to dig in there.
Did he do roids? Did he ever admit to roids?
Oh, I don't know.
I was gonna say, because that causes disc degeneration. So there you go. It's part of why I had neck surgery.
and forgive me, because I don't want to stereotype, bodybuilder.
Right.
Every bodybuilder, may not be a juicer. So, let's see. Speaking of juice, gin and juice, Snoop Dogg. It's like, man, I was so. I like my old school funk, and I know that the gangster rappers like it too, but it's like, man, how you gonna take that song and then make that song a gin and juice?
Yeah.
Leave that song alone, man. Slave
Shameful.
had that cut, Walking down the street, watching ladies go my watching you. Don't turn that into a gin and juice song. Don't do that, man. There's nothing sacred.
No.
Come on.
Apparently not.
So, now the irony is like, look, Snoop, man, you played a big role in the hypersexualization of our culture.
Right.
We talk about gin and juice. I mean, speaking of gin and juice, so what you want to do? I got a pocket full of rubbers, and my homeboys do too, right? We got some freaks in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6. It's like, come on, and you talk about having sex all night and all that sort of stuff.
He was known as like a pimp.
Pretty much, yeah. So it's like, why do I know this song? Because they played it on MTV all the time. It's like, so I know, back when MTV played music.
Right.
So there's a lot of songs that I know all the lyrics to, and just because that was just what was going on in the background. But I remember that, and oh my goodness, like Snoop Dogg and his other project that he was in with Dog Pound Gangsters, man, just the lewd lyrics. It's like, man, you contributed to the hypersexuality of the culture, and now you're scared to go to movies because your kids are going to be seeing, people being frivolous with sexual activity, which is, maybe for you, your ideas of sex was always going to be between men and women, but even in videos when you got, women, humping on each other and stuff like that, and shaking their booty all up in the camera and whatnot, what did you think was going to happen? It's all about promoting sexuality, and from there, I guess sex can be whatever makes you feel good. It doesn't matter if it comes from 2 women or 2 men or whichever. This is the culture that you contributed to, Snoop.
Yep.
You contributed to this. And now you want to shield your children from it? And I'm glad, man. I'm grateful that paternal instinct has come in, that you want to protect your children.
I'm glad too.
Okay? That's from the Lord, and that's what you need to. It's like, hey, man, follow the Lord for who he genuinely says. Man, this marketing attempt to make a gospel album and all that sort of stuff, whichever. Man, go for the Lord for who he says he is.
What?
Yeah, I think Snoop Dogg, he produced a gospel album.
I guess that's just the common thing to do nowadays.
Yeah, right?
Just, play with Jesus in music and call it Christian.
Yeah. So I guess that was him doing his penance or whichever.
Wow.
But
while promoting weed, that's great.
Yeah, and those two don't go together.
No.
So his kids are like asking, how is women go have kids together? And Snoop's like, I don't want to have to explain this stuff.
They were watching Lightyear. He took them to a theater and they were watching Lightyear. Do not take your grandkids to see that.
Yeah, don't take yourself to go see.
Yeah, don't take anybody to go see Lightyear.
Yeah, that's
or any other franchise,
Right.
Just forget it.
I was happy to know that I was wrong about Tim Allen.
Yeah, there was controversy at first. That's why we both remembered it being like, oh, he did that. There was controversy at first, but he backed out. He was going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's what
he was pressured.
Mm-hmm.
So he grew a pair and backed out.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I was like, he was like supportive of it and all, I'm honored to do it and all that sort of stuff. And
because I looked it up when Joe said that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I remember, and so I know and I guess when you have these people, they're gonna get together and they're gonna make them a family friendly, entertainment studio. And you got people they're doing this in Texas. Yeah. And I'm like, and it's like there's who's in on it? Like there's Mel Gibson. You got people like Mel Gibson, Dennis Quaid, Tim Allen, Elon Musk.
Right.
And these are the people who are going to come together, and they're going to make a family friendly And I'm like, wow. You know, Elon Musk, who's got like 14 kids, but like,
Oh,
you know,
no, it's closer to 30.
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You know, he's got kids. It's like, wow, man. So we're gonna take cues from you, in the content that you make that's supposed to like inspire us with family values.
Right.
Not getting it. You know. So.
Do we call that a cultural victory with Tim Allen, though? The
Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that he was like, you know what, I was wrong and I don't want to support this stuff.
Yes, it is, and right on. Yeah, that's thank God for that, because that's a cultural victory. You know?
Yay.
Need the spiritual victories, though. But
Yes.
when we get
One
there, man,
step at a time.
we've definitely we're there, man. We just
Yeah.
got to get there. But you know, making some strides. I'm glad to hear these things.
Yeah.
You know, because that's you know, for like with Bronze Serpent Media, it's not really just about making family-friendly content. It's more than that. It's Bible-based content, which will automatically be family-friendly. Anyway, it's not necessarily family-focused. It's Bible-focused. See, the thing about family-friendly content is family-friendly content can really become anything that whatever anybody wants it to be. And you can define your family as whatever you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So when they decide that they're going to do family-friendly content, like what kind of family are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are they talking about, I mean, really traditional family? You know, a nuclear family?
Let's hope so.
You know, exactly. I mean, I hope so. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to go that route, you're going to have to base that. You can't just base that on what you think a family should be. That has to be based on something fixed and eternal.
Yes.
You know, so our content is Bible focused. Even if the content isn't particularly about God or something biblical per se, as long as it's not apart from it. You know what I mean? I mean, going in ways that, dude, the Bible doesn't support what it is that you're doing. You know, like say for instance, we often use the Book of Esther. I don't think the Book of Esther, it doesn't focus or it doesn't invoke the name of God per se, but it's not apart from him. All right, has actually a lot to do with him, but without mentioning him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we want to have our production studio where we're focused on bringing different kind of genres, different kind of multimedia, whether it's teleplays, whether it's movies, whether it's music, different genres of comedy, sci-fi, drama, whichever. We want to be able to present those things and use those things, and proselytize with them, but proselytize in a way that's bold, but at the same time palatable, because the word tells us to be salt and light, and people like bold flavors. You want that bold flavor, we're gonna give it to you bold.
Yep.
Right, but make it in a way where it's just like, man, I don't know what it is. Did you season this with MSG or something like that? Because MSG somehow like targets those receptors that at the same time, like it's like sugar and salt.
Yeah.
That's what we like, sugar and salt. And somehow it's like this is just this buttery flavor of sugar and salt that I can't really explain. What I think, what the Japanese call it, what did oh man, what's that word? Edamame or something like that. It's like it's almost like the Japanese way of saying je ne sais quoi.
Oh.
What is it? What is this flavor?
Huh.
That edamame. But it's that ain't MSG, baby. That's just salt.
Yes.
Salt. So I mean, when you say monosodium glutamate,
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like what you're saying. Monosodium glutamate. It's like the salt and the sugar are like one.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like. Is you can't. It's like when you're eating Doritos and that stuff's loaded with that stuff, right?
It's
and
an excitotoxin.
full on, right? You're eating Doritos and things like that. It's like, man, it's just this. What is that? It's something beyond the sweetness of the corn. Right? Something beyond the sweetness, of the corn. It's not too sweet. And the savory of the cheese.
Yeah.
Right? It's something beyond that where it's become like this one, taste sensation.
The scientists who created Doritos in the lab call it the bliss point.
The bliss point. Exactly. You just can't stop eating them, And it's like when you start getting stupid with it. It's like, you know what? I'll bet if I take this bag of Doritos and I smash it between some white bread. Oh man, I used to. Anybody do that? You make a Dorito sandwich. You used to do that back in the day, man. It's like for some reason, I bet that these Doritos would just taste good if I just crunched them on some white bread. And I don't know, I might pile some other stuff on there too, but I'm gonna have a Dorito sandwich.
I never did that.
Oh, so good. I don't know why it was good. It just was. You know. Anyway,
You still are more creative with food than I am. To me, they're like they need to be separate. You know, they can't mix. They just shouldn't mix.
Some days they can mix. Man.
Oh, you mix great stuff.
Oh.
Things that I'm like that shouldn't go together, but you made it taste amazing.
Oh, thank you. I try to put a smile on your face with the food. And people are probably like thinking, man, a Dorito, really so? Sound like you've been hanging around with Snoop Dogg too much.
Right?
That just sounds like a mad case of the munchies, though. That's what that sounds like. All right, and so coming from that to a bit of more sobering news. James Dobson passed away at 89. Let's take a look at this really quick. And admittedly, y'all, now focus on the family. I've been contacted by Focus on the Family. I don't remember if we ever did anything, but
It seems like, yeah, there was a convention, I think it was 2017 or maybe 2018. They were involved, but it was for Gosnell, because I remember Dean Cain was running late, and they were like, Zo, go up and speak. And you had nothing planned, and it was one of the best speeches I have ever heard from you.
Wow.
And it was amazing, and I'd really like to find that again. I had it saved for a while, and then computers crashed. I mean, like, not on the internet. I had it saved, but I'd really like to find it again because it was amazing.
Yeah, and what's weird is, I mean, that video, and it's on the interwebs. It's on YouTube, but it's like it's hidden.
Yeah,
Like, hardly anybody. And it's weird. I know this is gonna sound like really horrible, but I don't know if it's just because I'm not like one of those conspiracy theorist kind of people, but you know when
I am.
I'm like, I almost feel like they asked me to do it because they didn't think I could. I know that sounds really weird. I think I know
There
that
was a lot of people there.
there was a lot of people there.
Paying people.
Yeah, but it's almost like I don't know. It was almost like it's kind of like what it felt like after. It's like people were surprised that I was able to go and give that speech, unplanned.
Well, maybe they were surprised.
They probably were, but it almost feels like they expected me to fail at it.
Well, I'm not going to say I wasn't there, and you know the people that were there and who you were around, so maybe you got a certain feeling, energy, vibe, heebie-jeebies from them.
Yeah, I don't know, and I.
Not
focused on the family.
Itself,
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's you know, I don't know. That was just a feeling that I got. Not particularly focused on the family, but for those who were like, you know, can you go ahead and do this speech? It's like,
Were there Karens there running the show or anything?
Yeah, no. But like I said, it was just like this sense of, and after it was done, because I mean, if I remember it, I got a standing ovation.
Yep, you got a standing O.
You know, I got a standing ovation for it, and nobody spoke about it. Nobody said anything. You know, like as it went, yeah, Dean Cain was running late, and they needed somebody to fill in and give a speech. And I didn't. They were like, it was like, well, I don't have anything prepared, man. What do you want? What do you want me to talk about? They were like, anything. I don't know. And so I went and did it. And like I said, I got a standing ovation for it. And it's like they took this video and just like tucked it away.
Bizarre.
Like they didn't want anybody to see that I did well.
Did they do that, or did you two hide it?
it's like Focus on the Family never did anything with it. I guess, they,
So strange.
they didn't, I don't think they shared it on, I mean, they just put it up on YouTube, but, didn't share it on the Facebook or didn't share it on anything, or anything. And I had been contacted, like I said, I've been contacted by Focus on the Family earlier on, a long time ago. And I don't know, they contacted me and then there was no follow through with it.
Yeah.
And I think the next time that was like, maybe like 2011 or something like that. And the next time I would come in contact with them would be at this. And so I did this event, and and like I said, it was well received by the audience.
Very.
And they just took the video and just like tucked it away somewhere.
Yeah, I do kind of remember that happening now that you mention it, because I remember asking for it a couple years ago again, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, where is it? What happened?
Yeah, if you're on Bronze Serpent Media, if y'all happen to be on Bronze Serpent and you're in a powwow, I'll find it and I'll post it.
Oh, awesome.
Because I matter of fact, I think it's on my website. I think it's on there, on the.
You found it?
Yeah, on the Zoe Media page, which yeah. But I'll grab the link. I think I still have it, and I'll put it on up there. But at any rate, I'm sorry, man. That's forgive me, y'all. That was flipping tacky. I just made this thing totally about me. Sorry, y'all. That was lame.
Oh, honey.
Dobson. And what I was trying to get to is that I really didn't follow his work that much. Familiar with him.
Yeah.
But you probably,
I grew up with his work. Like I said, my mom was a Catholic who had left the church because she was so disgruntled at Catholicism and their liberalism, basically. This man was the one who brought Christian values into our household because she subscribed to his stuff. She read his stuff all the time, and this man sowed Christian virtues into my mom and my mom into me.
Awesome. That's, we need those kind of, that's pioneering stuff almost like nowadays.
Yeah, he was a pioneer. He brought this stuff to the culture. That's what made him a pioneer. This was the first time that Christian values, and he got famous because he was the anti-Dr. Spock in the 70s and the 60s. He gave moms permission to discipline their children with corporal punishment. And so that's how he got famous.
What was that book?
What was the name of that? I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
Dare to Discipline.
There you go. Yeah, I like that's a nice use of alliteration right
1970.
there. Yeah, I can dig it. Because you do have, it sounds like that's the way you're supposed to parent. Hands aren't for hitting. They're for holding and loving and forgiving. Like, sometimes you need to give a butt whooping is what you need to do. The Word of God says, people may not understand when the Word is saying, hey, if you spare the rod, spoil the child. Basically, let me give you an update. If you spare telling your kids to look both ways before they cross the street, they're gonna hit by a car. All right, can you understand that? Sometimes you actually, when you're dealing with kids, that's something that they can understand. Folks don't seem to pick up that making your kid do chores stands a good chance of giving them a bad attitude about work. You know what I'm saying? Because they associate work with punishment. I'm going to make you do chores. You're going to be grounded and you're going to do chores. Well, they associate work with punishment. Of course, they're going to have a bad attitude about work.
Yep.
Right? Have a bad work ethic, take a bad attitude into work and stuff like that, hard work around people and whatnot. Everybody thinks they're a good worker, and everybody thinks that their kid is a good worker and all that sort of stuff. Well, some people think, I'm not lazy, my son's a lazy good for that. Right? But all that to say, that's not a good, route to go. Or taking away privileges. Yeah, I'm going to take away your Xbox or your whatever it is that they're playing nowadays. I'm going to turn off your gaming and all that sort of stuff. Why do you think people have such bad attitude about privilege now? That's the big thing for several years now. Check your privilege, and it's like, why are you targeting privilege? because people use privilege and the subtraction of it to punish. Now we got a problem. That's why you should just go straight to spank, right? Take it right to that. And now, I don't think parents should just beat their kids just frivolously. And the only time you pay attention to them is when you're going to beat them. Like, no, you don't want to do that. You're going to end up with a messed up kid. You'll really end up with a messed up kid. You know, but the discipline sometimes, you know, is, you know, this timeout kind of stuff. We was at Walmart and we saw a woman across from us daring to discipline. I almost jumped out of my car with pom-poms. Right. Speaking of which, I almost became a Viking cheerleader. Like, go! Give me a W. Give me an H. Give me a double O. P-I-N. You go. All right. Whoop that butt. You go, girl. Yay. So she was, I don't know what it was. It was like, I looked. And I saw a bag of potato chips. She was a big woman, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But she was Texas.
Yeah, but she was agile though. She could reach behind there. She was able to reach behind there and right. But it was just weird because I'm watching and I'm like, I see the hand in the wave, right? I see the grandma wave. And then I saw her hand come up with some potato chips, a big old bag of Lay's. And then the Lay's went away, and it went, and I saw the Lay's come up again. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at, right? But I was like, hey, that kid was probably like acting a fool.
Oh yes.
You know, and because you know sometimes you might, and I think I've seen it. I've seen it on a couple occasions. You know how you see that parent that's just got that glazed over look at that eye, or just kind of like zombied out and just droning, and while that kid is just like, and just like just acting like they're possessed or something like that, and just screaming and you know and whatever, and they're just pushing that cart, right? And it's like, don't you hear your kid?
I know.
You know, would you please take that kid into the bathroom, you know, and put in work? Will you do that, please? And you know, because but they don't. And I think what it is sometimes they be waiting until they get to the car.
Yeah, that's true. My parents did that. They didn't have to do it very often. I can remember every time.
Word?
All 3 times we were in Kmart, and they were like, wait till we get to the car. Mm-hmm. And that was an eternity. Yeah.
These kids, it's like they don't even say nothing. Because, you know, a kid would know what that means. Wait till we get to the car.
Yeah.
Right? It's like they don't say nothing. They just let that kid go. And it's almost like almost like the parent is storing it up so they can really enjoy it. It's like, I ain't gonna say nothing. You just go ahead and you keep on acting.
Right.
And then they get them to the car, right? And then you know, and just wear it out.
Dare to discipline.
I've seen like a car like just open, and all you can see is belt. Like from the other side of the like, okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I know what's going on there. I ain't judging. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, I wonder because like some parents be like, you know, they be walking past tonight and they want to give the parents a look. They either give that dirty look, like, how could you? Mm-hmm. How could you just let that kid just fill the whole store with its crying and its yelling and stuff like that? Or you just have to just look at them and just be like, you know what to do. I got your back. Yeah. I got your back, right? Because I mean, you know, some people are afraid of, you know, of other parents, Dr. Spocker
in California,
kind of
it's all about permissive parenting.
Yeah, you better.
All about it.
You better not lay a hand on that child.
Yep. I have seen mothers approach other mothers for slapping their child, like smacking them on the butt.
And will be right over there outside the abortion clinic supporting
Yes.
them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can kill your kid, but don't you dare spank them. Yeah.
Right.
Those are the kinds. Those are the ones. Don't spank your kids, but definitely abort them. Yeah. So
all over California. Let's fence California off.
So Dr. Dobson was one of those like, yeah, spank your kids.
Yeah, he was amazing. He did so much for, getting Christian virtues into the culture. Hardboiled says, focus on the families. Don't forget, focus on the family's entertainment. The Adventures in Odyssey franchise was a masterpiece of Christian entertainment that was actually entertainment. Same for McGee and Me. Remember that? I don't. And you know what? After the show, I am looking this up, Hardboiled, because Adventures in Odyssey sounds
Thank you. That
amazing.
sounds awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to look that up.
All right. Yeah, I did not, like I said, I haven't followed Israel, because your boy Zo tends to be kind of self-absorbed. So
You are not, but you're reading the Bible, studying the Bible, doing your music, doing projects for other people.
I am Bible
Don't have a lot of time to sit around and watch videos of other people's stuff.
now we might have some more date night material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do go and look up all y'all's suggestions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Admittedly, we haven't done much of the anime looking up. I know y'all have suggested some anime stuff.
Yeah.
But we definitely take those things. We take note, and we'll try to get to them.
I think we're afraid we're going to like that stuff too much, the anime.
I know, right? have me walking in with a Pokemon shirt or something like that. Oh. What else we got here? Black Bubble Mutant Beer. Dang, Bambi, what's wrong with you? Bambi got black bubbles on her. We got a black bubble Bambi. Let's see, mutant beer. That sounds dirty, don't it? So yeah, we got these different animals. We got deer, rabbits growing horns. Now that's like a real jackalope.
Right?
A black with these horns going on. Actually, no, a jackalope has antlers.
Oh.
Not horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's one thing that we don't need any more of is horny rabbits.
Good one.
Right. So, but these rabbits got like these. I guess there's these gnarly horns that are growing out of them.
Yeah.
And what is this? This is a virus. What's this? Let me take a look at the article. Man, you got to be careful, like eating deer. You can get Lyme disease.
Oh yeah. Very scary.
Right?
But we found out that frankincense helps with Lyme disease.
That's right. You just got to get the ear to eat the frankincense. Here, eat this, and then see you in a couple weeks and eat you. We be having deer like bounce around like on there. We like they don't know how good they got it.
Yeah.
Deer just be frolicking around here. It's like running
Yeah.
out, darting out in front of our cars and stuff like that. Right? Like, they got confident and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I might feed them some corn and stuff like that. There's all this brush for them to like snack on and whichever, and they just be out there floating around. And I was like, well, you're not going to do anything, so we'll just go ahead and
Right.
I had a deer, man. I almost hit a deer the other day. I was coming up, cruising down the road, and the deer is like running along like the fence or whichever was a fawn, the young one, and they just foolishly just frolicking or whichever, and just running like by the car, and it's like it was gonna try to jump over the fence. But instead of like going over the fence, it hit the fence and bounced like right into my car. Like, dear Bruin, oh no! And so anyway, and I went to go look and that thing was gone. I was like, okay.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But fortunately, we don't see any.
We're just going to assume it was fine.
I'm pretty sure it was fine. I haven't seen any limping fawns or deer.
They're resilient little things.
Or any buzzards like floating around. Say, hey man,
That's
thanks.
true.
Thanks for the snack, cuz.
Right.
Now, what was I going to say about this deer here? So first it was the rabbits. And a couple of weeks ago, we brought you a bizarre report about rabbits with horn or tentacle. I didn't catch that part.
Well,
tentacle.
they look like tentacles.
Look, okay. You seen a rabbit was, right? What's that? There's a rat. Is it rabbit fever?
Oh.
You got to be careful about eating rabbits too, because you
I
can
remember
get
you saying that.
as well as this.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about eating rabbit too. You get rabbit fever.
Tularemia, rabbit fever,
Oh, okay,
infectious
so it is.
disease caused by Bacterium francisella tularenus. Yikes.
I don't think I've ever had rabbit. I don't think I've really had the curiosity
No.
to have rabbit.
No.
Anybody have rabbit? Like, what's that? What does that taste like?
Yeah.
So-called experts say that the unsightly growths on these rabbits come from a virus that is not transmissible to humans or other animals. Well, that's good. However, 2 weeks later, people across the U.S. are now spotting deer with bubble-like growths that very much resemble these mutant rabbits. Looks like boils.
Yeah. Well, they're both papillomas, so I mean, to me, it seems like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to ask Bill Gates what he did.
Well, you don't need give Ted Nugent any more excuses to get out there and shoot these things. Oh, I know how to fix that. Pow, pow.
Right.
All right. Deer problem solved. So let's see.
Yeah, papillomavirus spread by bugs like ticks and mosquitoes that bite deer.
So ticks have like upped their game.
Yeah,
They've jumped from Lyme disease to this.
Well, Lyme disease was a bioweapon that was created by our government. So
Okay.
so maybe this is too. Who knows?
Right? Yeah, because if it wasn't supposed to jump from animals and now it does, hey, I guess it underwent some gain of function.
Right.
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly looking. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Fibroma. And yeah, it looks like boils. A bunch.
Dave Fulbright, also known as
Hey, Dave.
original Easy D. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave. What's up, man?
He was at the Bible study too. He says Hassenpfeffer is a tasty dish. I remember you taught me Hassenpfeffer because I was buying it for the cats, and I was like, "What is Hassenpfeffer?"
Yeah, it's rabbit, right? And the reason why I know what Hassenpfeffer is because of Bugs Bunny. No, I think it was it was a Bugs Bunny cartoon. He had the king that wanted some Hassenpfeffer.
That's right.
And Yosemite Sam was like the cook, and all mad because he wants some Hassenpfeffer. Yes, see, you can get cultured watching cartoons. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me see. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know what they're gonna do about these deer. I hope it doesn't keep on spreading.
I know, and the squirrels too.
Yeah, especially when they're saying that it's not supposed to jump from animal to animal, but they're showing similar systems. Well, that means that hey, is that stuff gonna jump to us or not? Better not.
Yeah. Because this is gnarly.
Heck yeah, it is.
Because, I mean, why wouldn't it jump to us if it's caused by a tick bite or a mosquito?
Yeah. And
maybe we're immune somehow. I don't know.
Right.
So far.
Like I said, we got deer floating around here, and I don't want them to, some mosquito get in and bite our cat.
Oh God, yeah. Oh.
I don't want it to bite your cats either. But,
Thank you. They're your fur children too. Yeah, Tom Jensen says Fauci is working on that. Yep, guarantee.
Hey, really quick, thank you guys. Also, I've seen and bear with me because we've been trying to juggle pages. I just popped on over here on Facebook, and I try not to because I derail really easy. But just thank you guys for tuning in on Facebook too. I see y'all up in here. I'm working. I went and got my Facebook page back, so I see y'all. And if I don't give you a shout out or anything like that, please don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm very grateful that you guys have tuned in. And let me see. What's this from Miley Steele? Alex J. Bush says, proselytize in a way that is excellent. Hey, amen, man. That's what we want to try to do. Be that salt and light. Miley Stevens says, dang, I had plans tonight, but I'm going to rematch this one. Oh, I'm going to probably, that's an upside down M or upside down W. Probably meant to say rewatch. This one in the morning, I got to see your take on this Cracker Barrel win against their customers. for virtue signaling. Yeah. Well, hopefully, Miley, when you see this, it'll be worth going back and
Yeah.
reviewing.
Alex J. Bush, hello. Are you still in California?
Uh-oh. You get out of there.
Although they were in San Diego. Remember,
Uh-oh.
you went down and did the radio show, and it is beautiful down there.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Thanks for tuning in. So now what do we got? Mississippi declares public health emergency over rising infant death syndrome. I have my suspicions about that as well. May sound a little kooky to some people, but you know what? We're talking about Democrats, and they're kooky.
Yep.
So let's read a little bit of this here. The Mississippi Health Department declared a public health emergency Thursday over rising infant mortality rates in the state. There were 9.7 deaths for every 1,000 births in Mississippi in 2024, the highest rate in more than a decade. According to a news release from the state health department, more than 3,500 babies in Mississippi have died before the age of 1 since 2014. Every single infant loss represents a family devastated, a community impacted, and a future cut short. We cannot and will not accept these numbers as our reality. Declaring this a public health emergency is more than a policy decision. It is an urgent commitment to save lives, State Health Officer Dr. Dan Edney said in a release.
It goes down to say the latest available data from the CDC shows that the national infant mortality rate rose for the first time in 20 years in 2022. So across the United States, the infant mortality rate suddenly went up in 2022.
Now, so that there's two things that I'm thinking. One, I think y'all know what the first one is.
Yeah, are we allowed to say it on YouTube?
Yeah,
No.
is there any sort of, you want to say that there's no correlation between that and this?
The jibby jab?
Yeah, so we have this infant mortality rate. Wasn't there something in here that's caused by sudden death syndrome or something?
Yes. The leading causes of infant mortality in Mississippi are congenital malformations, preterm birth, low birth weight, and sudden infant death syndrome.
That's a weird thing to throw in there. Well, isn't that a mortality? Sudden infant death?
Yeah.
How is that a symptom of something? That's that's just something that it is.
Yes.
But anyway, I thought that was a strange thing to put in there. So between the jab and what else did we have? It was the ban on abortion.
Oh yes, this article says that because these southern states, namely Texas, Mississippi, they banned abortions outright in 2021. They're saying that's why the infant mortality rate is going up.
I'll bet it is. Yeah. So I would reckon that's what you're calling.
Yes.
So when you're gonna have sanctuary cities.
Yes.
For abortion, right? And since
you also have mail, they'll mail, like we have a ban in Texas, but in 2022, 2023, after that Dobbs decision came down, there's lawsuits actually about it now. The people who want abortions in Texas are getting it mailed to them from the blue states, from California, New York. They're mailing mifepristone, the abortion pills, to Texas.
Yeah.
And Mississippi and these southern states that have bans on abortions and regulations on them.
So if you wanted to have an abortion, we'll work it out to where you can have one, and we'll just call it sudden infant death.
Yeah.
So I reckon, there would be a rise in abortion with this kind of thing. People gonna find a way, and y'all, that's not an excuse to not make abortion illegal. Okay?
Right.
Are people gonna try to find a way to do it? Sure. It doesn't mean that you make it legal. You should have, because it's really one of those things where you really give the finger to God, where it's like, it's one thing that people do it, but when you institute it and you make it legal for people to do this lawlessness, Yeah, that's when you really went wrong.
Yes.
Okay, so all that to say, yeah, it's you don't make it legal.
Right. Bruce Stuckey says, you do know we lead the fight to end abortion in my state. This could be a ploy to bring abortion back. Absolutely, Bruce, you
Yeah.
are spot on. This is CNN, and they're basically arguing that, well, because of the abortion bans and all the regulations, that's why infant deaths are going up. You're right, Bruce. They
Yeah.
are trying to, this is one way they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah. And that's why I said, earlier on, when the decision was made and it was supposed to, we're going to give this to the states to decide. I said, man, you don't want to do that. Okay. You don't
Yep.
want to do that. You don't leave it to a state to either vote or adjudicate concerning abortion, because you're not supposed to vote on something like that.
Yes.
You're not supposed to hold court on something like that when you're talking about a person's God-given right to live. There is no arbitration as far as that goes. You don't do that. Okay, so it wasn't a big win, I think, the way that a lot of pro-life Republicans thought it was. It's not this thing that's a states' rights issue. States' rights to do what? To vote or adjudicate concerning somebody's life. That's not a win.
Yeah.
All right, their liberty. That's like saying, hey, we should just leave it to the states to go ahead and decide for themselves on slavery. You can't do that. You can't deprive a person of their liberty without due process. That's according to the supreme law of the land. But a lot of Republicans out there, we should let the states decide. It's like, dude, that's not how you Republican, okay?
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Can you imagine if we were like all about that with slavery? We'll just let the states decide.
Yeah, man, when the Republican Party was founded to know better. It's like,
Right.
we don't do that. You just don't let the state decide against the supreme law of the land that if we don't want you to be free, you're not going to be free.
Yeah. If we decide you're not human, you're not human.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So, yeah, that's right, man. This is a ploy to to counter the decision. But this decision, like I said, it was already weak on its face.
Yeah.
And they sabotaged themselves by making it to where it's supposed to be a state issue. It's not a state issue. Let's see, what else we got here?
And of course, they're not correlating, the COVID vax, the newly released mRNA technology on the population. They're not saying, they don't even mention that.
Oh, they're not, yeah.
Even though this is 2022, that it rose drastically, the infant mortality rates.
And you can have people out there denying. It's like, really?
Oh, yeah.
You don't make the connection with that? There's no connection to you as far as that goes, huh?
I know correlation is not causation, but we should at least consider it.
Yeah, I think it's a heck of a thing to consider. It's like,
Yeah.
when has something like this happened?
Right?
What, with the bubonic plague? When do we have a plague like this?
Yeah.
I think there's the timing of that is pretty. It's just too candid. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh man, I know that you guys have been itching for this. You guys want to hear about these male cheerleaders? Doesn't that just make you want to do the wave?
Sketches in Minnesota.
Oh.
Are you a Vikings fan?
Right. Let's see.
Although my parents, they're part-time Minnesotans.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We're part-time Vikings fans.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
So I reckon Vikings are probably real Vikings, probably rolling over there. They probably like gay stuff too. Well, they were a bunch of pagans, man. They those heathens like to do it all. They did it all. They didn't care if they enjoyed it, they did it. Vikings, Romans, Greeks, Egyptians, pagans, they just, they like to get their freak on in all sorts of different ways. So, watch where you're stepping there, Zo. Okay, there's a fresh controversy. You might have Odin, looking at these dudes prancing around, being like, actually have to be looking at him with his one good eye.
Ugh.
You might be like those dudes in Scared Straight. It's like, hey, get out of the way. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the one with that nice big butt. You look, matter of fact, you look better than her. I leapfrog over you to her to get to you. Come on up here to Asgard, man. Slide me some of that Asgard.
Oh no.
I'm gonna do something real nasty to you. Anyway, drop the hammer better than Thor can. Anyway, so I went from Zo to Zoden. I'm
right.
Zoden. Anyway, I need a hat with like horns on, like Flavor Flav had. Flavor Flav with my
I
Hogan
remember
hat.
that.
All right. Is he still alive? No, he just said something really stupid. That's all. And
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. He came out from hiding, to say something like dumb. But
No, not surprised.
So I mean, okay, now I this isn't a new thing, is it? Doesn't the NFL, the National Football League, have like male cheerleaders?
I thought so because of how really grotesquely gay and woke they've become in the last 20 years, so I assumed. But the only other team I could find was the 49ers, or as Rush would say, the Fortiners.
Fortiners.
Yeah.
Well, it's San Francisco.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
good point.
There you go. So,
That makes sense. That's allowed.
But now I remember, like in high school, when I was in high school, there was, male cheerleaders. And they weren't the kind of males that were like, dude, come on, of course I'm going to be on the cheerleading squad, be around all the chicks. No. No, let's just say that they had, they were tutti frutti. So,
I can't believe you guys had male cheerleaders.
It was Palm Springs High.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we were Palm Desert. I would expect us to have it too, but we didn't. At least that I never saw or heard of.
Okay. Well.
Wow.
Well, maybe at your school.
How controversial.
Maybe there wasn't any guys that were interested in being here, but at our high school, they had. I think there's only one that I can remember, and he'd be out there.
Oh my goodness.
In this cheer room, right? And so that's been a thing for a while. I didn't know that it had made it into the. Well, I thought they were already doing it, but these dudes.
National Felons League, yeah.
Yeah, National Fairy League. Is it felons? We got. Oh yeah, because a lot of.
A lot of wife beaters.
Yeah. Right.
We have calls for Zoden the comic book.
I like it. Zoden the comic book. All right. Hey, because you may have Thor with his hammer, but I got the sledge.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, Sledge X. Got my own. We can have our own lore.
Yeah.
Always making sure that we know who the real God is, though. Of course.
That's true.
But fool around with that kind of franchise. So the Western Journal reported that Louis Kahn and Blaze Sheik are part of the 2025 and 2026 Viking cheerleading squad. Both men appear repeatedly on the team and team-affiliated Instagram accounts, including in the official lineup photos. The team's cheer page also lists them alongside female members without distinction. Other NFL teams have had men in supporting cheer roles, primarily for stunts and lifts. This recent move goes further. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you do have guys out there. It's like, yeah, they may just want to be around the girls and heck, man, lift them up, look under their skirt and all this sort of stuff, whatever. It's a good gig, bro, really, man. You guys may think that we're being, fruity or whichever. It's like, dude, we hang around with chicks like all the time and get to hold them and toss them around and all this. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what Bruce Stuckey is saying. He says the NFL does have male cheerleaders, but they're picking up the female cheerleaders. New Orleans has both the Sensationals and the male/female cheerleader squads as well. I couldn't find any of that. Granted, I didn't do a deep dive into are there male cheerleaders in the NFL, but
But these guys, they're getting their prance on though.
Yeah, these are different.
They're not doing manly things.
Yeah.
They're not, they're not tossing the women around. They're not juggling the women, man. That should be like the fun thing for dudes to get into, into cheerleading. It's
yeah.
We're gonna juggle the babes, man. We're gonna do some babe juggling. But
babe juggling.
But these guys are, no. Do they get tossed around by the dudes too? Hey, Bruce, come on, Brutus, pick me up and just toss me over there. Yay! It's like, when they lift him up, do they want to look up? And it's like, I don't want to look up. I don't want to look there. Right? Hey, watch where you're swinging that thing. Yes, stop it.
No.
But yeah, that's what the guys. I don't know. Sometimes the guys even who do the lifting, you might have like a strong, gay guy out there who's tossing women around. But I don't know. Sometimes they're not all gay.
He says my name's Bruce, not Brutus.
It's Bruce. Well, it depends. When I'm top, it's Brutus. When I'm bottom, it's Bruce.
Hey.
Anyway.
Be nice.
No. Let's see. But anyway, y'all, is there enough of the audience that's inspired? That gets them like pumped to see, a guy out there basically moving in ways that accentuate, these kinds of movements and kinetics that are more complementary, to a woman's shape, and how she would move. That would be, I don't want to say, I reckon that they're not supposed to be, even though I guess they do. The word I'm trying to avoid using is like sensual. Alluring. It's not supposed to be so much about, hey, the cheerleaders supposed to pump up the fans for the game. But at the same time, they're supposed to they're moving in a way that's complementary to them. Mm-hmm. There's an excitement to it and things like that. And to have a dude, moving in the same way. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, because these guys are they're overtly like feminine.
Yeah. And it's like.
George Bush was a cheerleader, right? I don't care for him as president.
I remember that.
But he was a dude who was a cheerleader, and I don't have a problem with that. But these guys, for the Vikings, they're overtly feminine.
Seems like that's how he hooked up with Laura Bush, ain't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Familiar.
But that him being a cheerleader, I think I remember that. And it's like that kind of support with the women doing stunts and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, Jay was talking. His son was that. And his son is like 6'3" and built. And the girls loved him being in their squad because he could launch them 15 feet in the air. I mean, that puts on an awesome show.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like I said, all the guys that do, they're not always, they got a strategy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get to be around the girls.
Yep. Babe juggling.
Yeah, and babe juggling, man. It's awesome. But this is not awesome.
No.
All right, having dudes move in a way that is more complementary to a woman's shape, and basically her, if I can say her aura, you trying to appropriate a woman's aura, man, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
And her kinetics and stuff like that. She's got the build, she's got the kind of curves, to be able to make these movements. To showcase these kind of movements, and for a dude to be doing it, it's like, man, not only is it just wrong, and it's not they're not capable of doing it. Sure, they can do it. They can do the movements, and when you look at the uniformity of it, even the uniformity of it when they're moving in sync and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. Sure, in that sense, if you're male or female, when you have that synchronization, yeah, that uniformity looks good, right? but you're dependent on the other women around you to make it palatable.
Yeah.
But, and once again, you could appreciate the choreography and the uniformity of it. But isolating on you, dude, it's disturbing. All right, and that's not homophobia or anything like that.
Right.
It's just not appealing at all. But I don't know. What's scary is that when you have enough of an audience, where it's assumed that, yeah, let's have some guy cheerleaders, and put them in there with the girls and have them all doing the same movements.
Yeah.
And the audience y'all have an audience that's good with that? I don't see how this is inspiring, you know?
Sketchy says, and he's our Minnesota resident. He says, bunch of season ticket holders dropped off. Good. Yes.
Now that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Glad to hear it.
That's reassuring.
Yes.
Okay, because Minnesota's a pretty blue state, eh?
Extremely, like right up there level with California.
Okay, and so for this to be like, yeah, we're gonna kind of, you know.
Elon Omar.
Right? Yeah, that's enough said, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. Hopefully this'll go. Maybe they'll get the hint like Cracker Barrel.
Right.
And you know, go ahead and kick these two guys to the glory hole in the barrel. Is like, you guys just go get in the barrel. Whatever.
They might like it.
Yeah, I know, right? Never mind. All right, I'm so gonna get fired from the internet.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And bronzeserpentmedia.com. If you haven't become a member, I hope you do become one and populate the powwows. Drop that buck in the bucket to help keep your bro Zo on the go. And we want to try, y'all, to bring to grow our production company and bring y'all that, you know, as what did our friend in the chat say? Proselytize style. I think it was on Facebook. Yeah, proselytize in a way that's excellent. Yeah, that's right. Style and guts, man. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the grooviest. Have a groovy rest of your evening and week. We'll do it again soon. All right, y'all. Bye.